Lieutenant General YAHANNA here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969, Body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action. That you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's gonna all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the I.S.U.P.K first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from I.S.U.P.K. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats, they're getting with their clique. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle I.S.U.P.K. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle I.S.U.P.K, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like I.S.U.P.K ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the I.S.U.P.K, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're gonna realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I'll see you soon. Shalom, family.
let nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
I'll wait till you get ready, all right?
So, please stop you two.
Are we good to go now? Can everyone hear me? Give me a 1W down there in that chat room if you can hear me, huh? Give me a 1W. Can you hear me? Clap it up real fast, huh? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Listen, we on with Commanding General YAHANNA's show, the Blackwatch, the Grill. We're going to speak about the problems that haunt you every day. And there's an enemy outside your door that is greedy to get in your house, greedy to harm you. Now the things that Commanding General YAHANNA was teaching the world so many years ago, now the evidence of it is marching down your street, is riding in tanks down your street. You see what's happening in Washington, D.C., and you know it's about to happen in every city in America, and it's going to happen in Mexico. Why? Because Donald Trump knows something about MAGA. Donald Trump knows a very important thing about his supporters. He knows that if he beats up Mexicans, if he harms black people in Washington, D.C., if he invades Mexico, if he harms the poorest people of the planet, then they will forgive him for being on the Epstein list. He knows that about his supporters. He knows that his supporters, although they are disgusted by Epstein and being on the Epstein list, there is no emotion that they have that is greater than their hatred for blacks and Hispanics. MAGA, you will forgive Donald Trump for abusing children if he harms blacks and Hispanics in your name. If he does it for you, you will forgive him for being a child abuser. Donald Trump knows this is a fact, and he's showing you every day. Also, Donald Trump had a meeting this week with Putin in Alaska. The dummy thought that Alaska was in Russia. Did I tell y'all that? Donald Trump didn't even know that Alaska was in America. He kept saying, I'm traveling to Russia. I'm traveling to Russia. The dummy thought that Alaska was in Russia. He didn't even know. He went over to Russia and gave Putin whatever the hell Putin wanted. Show me a video of that tank rolling down the street in the Ukraine with a Russian flag and an American flag on it together. Donald Trump is giving Putin whatever Putin wants. Why? Because Donald Trump is on the Epstein list, and Putin has the Epstein list. And Donald Trump knows that although it's disgusting, although his supporters do not support child abuse or sexual conduct with children, there's something they love a lot more than children, and that's hating black people, hating black children, hating Hispanic children. That's why he invaded Washington, D.C. That's why he's going to invade Mexico. That's why he's going to go to black and Hispanic communities all over the planet in the hope that you will forgive him for being on the Epstein list. We're going to go into our stories right now. Officer Mathumya, you had it. Rock it on now. Give me the first story.
Team Trump is actually drawing up attack plans for Mexico.
You hear that? Read that again.
Team Trump is actually drawing up attacks plans for Mexico.
Keep going.
A new directive signed last week by President Trump gives the Pentagon authorization to use military force against the Latin American drug cartels designated as terrorist organizations, according to administration sources.
Don't you see something, man? Don't you see? Donald Trump is going to invade Mexico. They've already drawn up the plans to invade Mexico, but really they're just going there to fight the cartels. That's a lie. That's a lie. America makes money from drug dealing. America benefits from drug dealing. Without drug dealing, who in the hell would you put in alligator Alcatraz? Who would you put in the prisons that are popping up everywhere all across America? America supports drug dealing. America is going to invade Mexico to take Mexican land, to take Mexican money, and to make MAGA forget about the fact that Donald Trump is on the Epstein list. That's why he's going to invade Mexico. Every last one of those Donald Trump supporters snorts coke, all of them. Joe Rogan, that comedian that said that Puerto Rico was a floating pile of garbage, they're coke fiends, coke heads. All of them are coke fiends. They support drugs coming into America. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to snort cocaine. But they want to hurt the Mexican people. And it has been a constant trope of our oppressor to use the excuse of fighting crime to truly destroy innocent people. People who are harmless. People who are simply trying to build their communities and who are being stricken by crime. People who want crime to stop. But America constantly floods their neighborhoods with drugs and then sends tanks and police into their neighborhoods to harass innocent citizens, to make life unlivable for the people who are already victims of violence, already victims of crime. Now you also have to get harassed by the police every day you go out your door and try to go to work. God sees the plans of our oppressor. So that you might be able to fool a few idiots who hate Mexicans, but you cannot fool God. And soon you are going to see the Lord move on Donald Trump in a way that is absolutely biblical. It's going to happen. And let me give you one more thing. For those of you people out there that love Donald Trump so much, let me give you one more prophecy you'll see come to pass. He never got shot any goddamn way. That is a lie that Donald Trump got shot. I've seen that stupid ear that doesn't have a mark on it. Do you believe this, Mathumya Ahmad? He supposedly got his ears shot off by a high-powered rifle, and he put a Band-Aid on it. A Band-Aid 2 days later, there wasn't a mark on his ear. Before you know it, once everything settles and all of the hearings start and all of the reporters finally get able to get back to work, you're going to find out that that Donald Trump shooting was a hoax, that it never happened. Do you think Donald Trump is beyond doing a hoax? The fool, the man shot him. The Secret Service kept him on the stage and let him put a fist up in the air before he got rushed off the damn stage. He stands there for a photo op with his fist in the air before he gets rushed off the stage. He didn't get shot. Just wait. That was some stunt that God knows who put in place to elect Donald Trump, and it worked. And after he got elected, he cut the taxes of the rich in this country by about $100 billion. How many billionaires made more money because Donald Trump got elected? Wait till you see how he cut off Medicaid, cut off Medicare. So he's going to throw white people, black people, poor people of every race are going to die so that he could give the richest people in America a tax cut. In the end, you're going to read about how it was a stunt, that they did some fake shooting that never happened so that he could be elected, so he could make rich people richer. Just stand by out here. Just stand by. Just wait for the news to come out. It will be out. Un momento. Give me some. What else? Give me another story out, please.
Come on, sir. You got the. I think we could be ready for the
Let's do it.
Okay, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Show me your ID. White Seattle man shoots black disabled veteran in the chest, broad daylight, after demanding he show him proof of his service.
You hear this? Play the video. Captain Desariac showed me this video. You play the video first, and then I'll explain. I'll explain it while you get in the video. There was some poor homeless man. He's in a wheelchair. Some white man comes over to him and believes that he has some mythical white crime that they call stolen valor. Has anyone heard of this crime? This is a mythical crime in the eyes of post-traumatic stress-ridden Afghanistan war veterans that think that anyone who wears camouflage or wears some old Navy SEAL pin has to be beat up and stripped naked in the street because he's stealing valor from you. That is a make-believe, stupid white crime that people who supposedly fought for the rights of American citizens now come to America and tell other people what to do. There was some Vietnamese vet I saw recently out, and the Vietnamese vet said that he talked about all the people that he killed when he was over in Vietnam. And he said the hardest part is when he came home. And when he came home, people were screaming at him and calling him a baby killer, which is what happened at the end of Vietnam. At the end of the Vietnamese War, when those Vietnamese veterans came home, people were in the streets waiting for them to get off of the planes, and they called them baby killer. Baby killer. Why? Because the news reports at that time showed all of the North Vietnamese babies that the American soldiers murdered. They killed people that weren't Viet Cong soldiers. They would go into a village and simply kill everyone in the village. So because of so many news reports coming out, when the veterans came home, there were protests in the streets, and they would scream at the soldiers, baby killer, baby killer. Do you know what this soldier said? This soldier said, when I came home from Vietnam, the hardest thing for me was to not jump on those people and the people that called me a baby killer, because I wanted to jump on them and kill them for calling me a baby killer. I couldn't help but to think with them, yeah. Didn't you just fight in Vietnam for the rights of freedom of speech? So now you come to America after you fought for freedom in Vietnam, and now you want to beat someone up for speech, for speaking. Let me tell you, Afghanistani soldiers, something, and you Iraqi war veterans, something. You fought for freedom, didn't you? Well, then let people use them. Let people exercise some freedom. If a man wants to pretend to be in the Marines, that is his right to do it. He can do it if he wants to. If you can pretend to be Superman and Spider-Man, why can't you pretend to be Captain America? Why can't you pretend to be some Army veteran? It is not a crime to wear some stupid military uniform. Didn't you fight for freedom? Didn't you fight in the Middle East so that Americans could have freedom? But the minute you come home from Iraq, now you want to take away our freedom. Now you want to take away the freedom of the American citizens that you supposedly went to Afghanistan to fight for. You know what I know about you? I don't think you went to Afghanistan to fight for freedom. I don't think you joined the Navy SEALs to fight for freedom. I think you joined the white man's military simply because you could kill people without repercussions. Now I see who you are. Oh, I see you're not a great American hero. You signed up for the Marines because you knew you could kill people without going to jail. That's right. Oh, I thought that you were fighting for freedom, because if you truly fight for freedom, then you're fighting for the freedom for someone to steal valor. You're fighting for the freedom for someone to scream baby killer. You're fighting for the freedom for someone to disagree with you, because that's their right as American citizens. But I see you didn't fight for that. You just wanted to kill people, and you knew the military was the best place to do it. Play this video, please, if you have it.
And General, that's what they always say, General. They always say, you know, I may not agree with what you're saying, but I'll die for your right to say it. They love saying that. But boy, it don't prove true.
They're lying about it. Let me tell you something right now. Let me speak to my military veterans out here. You're not a hero. Stop thinking of yourself as some effing hero. You're not. Let me tell you who a hero is. Brothers in the Israelite school of UPK. Right. You are heroes. You. Some cat that went to Afghanistan, got paid money, got a new Hellcat, got $50,000, got a college degree to go shoot who? Sheep herders in Afghanistan? You weren't fighting the Nazis. You weren't fighting Japan. You went to Afghanistan to slaughter people who were small and didn't have flashlights. What do I have to do? Throw roses at your fucking feet? No, I'm not. You signed up because you wanted to hurt people. How do I know? Because the minute you come back to America, you keep hurting people. You continue it. You go into some place and you shoot everyone in the mall. You shoot everyone in the church. You become a sniper and kill everyone at a damn Taylor Swift concert. I know why you joined the white man's military. Because you want to hurt people. You don't believe me? Play the video. Come. All right, everybody. Someone tell me where this happened. This is a half homeless man in a chair. And what this video doesn't show you is that he went over to the homeless man and snatched some type of military insignia off of his chest. Snatched it off his chest and said, "This is stolen valor." You can't steal valor, you caveman. How in the hell do you steal valor? What is he stealing from you? Compliments? Is that what he's stealing from you? Someone might come up to him and say, "Thank you for your service." So because you don't want anyone to tell him, "Thank you for your service," you snatch the insignia off his chest. When the brother went down to prove that he was actually in the Navy, the white man shot him and then claimed self-defense. The white man got arrested. Let me tell you people something who joined the white man's military. That was your stupid ass. You shouldn't have did it. It was a mistake. But don't expect now that you come back from Afghanistan, we all got to throw flowers down at your feet and lay down and give you our daughters simply because you You got paid money to shoot innocent people in Afghanistan. We can't do it. It is his right to dress up and pretend like he's in the military. That's his right. To pretend like they sell this shit at the Army Navy store, Oz, don't they?
Yep.
You go to an Army Navy surplus store and they sell anybody camouflage and rank insignia. You don't, everybody can have it. Right. You can pretend that you were in World War II. That's your right. You're an American. You can pretend anything you want. And if you went to Afghanistan, I thought you fought for our right to pretend. Oh, you just went over there because you knew that you could sit in a helicopter and kill sheep herders and farmers from the sky. That's really why you went. That's really why you went over there.
So, like, sir, it was in Seattle.
Seattle, Washington. And then the poor brother did it. This man lived. This black man lived after getting shot in the point blank range by this goddamn Captain America.
And then if I could, you know, he didn't serve in the military.
You got to be kidding.
You know, this cat never was in the military.
The white man did not join the military.
No.
Jesus Christ, Haas.
Reports say he did not serve.
He did not serve, but was so angered by this man possibly. Let me tell you white people something. Listen, there's a judgment coming from on high.
Damn
There's
right.
something about you white people. You are born crooked. You are born like that. There's something wrong with you. And the only cure for you is stern, strict rulership over your head. You're like bad kids. You know how you send a bad kid to a bad schoolhouse?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you send them to a school where there's strict principals and strict schoolmasters that are going to get them up at 6 a.m. and make them come eat lunch, make them go to bed on time. You need prison, white people. You need to be in a prison environment so that everyone else can be safe. And you know it's not a coincidence, Haas, that he says, show me your ID. Does that on the tape, Mayak? He screamed to this black man. A regular white man walking down the street said, show me your ID. Show me your ID. Haas, that is from the 1600s.
And General, if I could, sir, please. They did it to that cat, Philando Castile.
When
Philando Castile told that police officer, he said, listen, I got a firearm. I got a legal permit. It's in my back right pocket. He said, go get the permit. Get the permit. He went to go get the permit. And he told him the firearm was on his right-hand side, too. He told him everything. Yeah. He went to go get it. The cop shot him.
Haas, let me tell you what I believe that I bet a psychiatrist will prove. Some of these cops, and especially this white man here, they're telling you to get your ID so they can shoot you. So they can say he's reaching. Like the whole reason for asking for the ID is so that you can go down in your pocket and they can kill you. Because there is an urge to kill you. That, I'm sorry, Mayan. Go ahead.
Oh, just gonna say, and that's why in this video, at one point he say, "You gonna pull a gun on me?" He said that loud so the crowd can hear him, because that's what the cops do to justify the urge for killing, and that's what he did.
Like the average white man believes that he is an authority figure to any black person.
Yep.
That because he's white and you're black, he can walk up on you and go, "Do you belong in this neighborhood? Yep. Do you live around here? Show me your ID." How many stories do I have to pull where that happened? Where they killed black people because somebody in a pickup truck just went down there and said, "Do you live around here? Yeah. Do you live here? What are you doing around here?" And then kills him with some brother jogging down the street.
Happened in Georgia.
Yeah, I think Donald Trump pardoned all of them. Those cats in Georgia. You can look. I think they're out of jail.
They trying to pardon the cat. They trying to pardon somebody that's a law enforcement officer. Who the hell they got locked up?
Oh, that
they trying to pardon somebody else.
Listen, give me the story about Donald Trump and the Smithsonian. I believe it goes with this. Of course, anyone that would like to say anything, please do. Also, someone just manned the chat room for me. Hey, Ma, you can do it if you can, Haas. Just tell me any interesting comments or questions from the chat room, all right?
Yes, sir.
And the name of the person that did it. Because there's an accompanying story, I believe, this week with the Smithsonian. This week, Donald Trump went to war with the Smithsonian to erase slavery, oppression, Jim Crow, everything out of the Smithsonian. For those of you that do not know, The Smithsonian is a network of Washington, D.C. museums. It's like, it might be 10 of them, right? You have a so-called Native American museum. You have the Slavery Museum. You have the National Museum. You have a ton of they're all called the Smithsonian, but it's like 10 different buildings, right? And they're all free to get into because they're owned by the United States government. And anyone can come to these museums and learn about history. Children go to Washington, D.C. every year on field trips to learn about history. I believe Frederick Douglass's house is a museum you can go to. I remember going there when I was a kid, going to Washington, D.C. Probably many people have when they went to school. Well, Donald Trump is on the warpath to erase slavery, to erase Harriet Tubman, to erase white oppression from every exhibit in the Smithsonian. And I got so many calls about this week. Go ahead and play it, please. Or read it, please.
The Trump administration's assault on Black history.
Assault on what?
Black history.
Assault on what?
Black history.
Keep going.
This week, it was reported that the United States National Park Service had begun scrubbing information from its exhibits about Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad. One of the most significant stories of resistance against chattel slavery in the United States. The move would have destroyed knowledge about how oppressed people in the United States have successfully fought for freedom, while the Park Service walked back the revisions after public outcry. It's just one example of Trump's administration campaign to curtail understanding of racism's legacy in the United States.
If I could, let me try to explain something about this story that I know we as Blacks and Hispanics do not understand, right? You know why? Because Blacks and Hispanics, we are so kind and loving. I did a story a little while ago about a little white girl in a Black restaurant dancing.
Yeah,
she was dancing in the middle of all of this Donald Trump hatred, in the middle of this oppression that we're all under. A little white girl went to a soul food restaurant and did a rap song. And every Black person cheered for him, cheered for her. And I remember thinking, those are the beautiful people of the earth. Those are the kind people of the earth. They know what Donald Trump is doing to them. 350,000 Black women got fired in a day. They're poor now. Their health care is getting cut off. Their Medicaid is getting cut off. The unions are losing their jobs. But this white girl sung a song, and Black people clapped for her because they are the beautiful people of the earth. They don't hate that little girl. They wouldn't harm that little girl. They cheered for her because they are kind and loving. And because of that, they deserve to rule the world. They should be in charge. You know what you don't understand about what Donald Trump is doing with the Smithsonian? It's in the headline. Put the headline back up again. The headline is what you don't understand. What does the headline say again? I'll say it if you can't get it in time. It says that read it again.
The Trump administration's assault on Black history.
The headline is the problem, Haas. It's saying that Donald Trump and his administration are making an assault on Black history. The Trump administration is not trying to destroy Black history. The Trump administration wants to destroy white history. They want to get rid of that. That's the problem. The problem is white history. White people do not want to know what they've done. They don't want to know about that. They're not, if you think about it, you go, they're trying to get rid of our history. Oh, no, they're not. No. They're trying to get rid of their own history.
That's right.
They know if you talk about Harriet Tubman, they know what you have to bring up, Hans. If Harriet Tubman is a hero, who was the villain?
That's right.
If Frederick Douglass was a hero,
that's right.
Who was the villain?
That's right.
If these people that we all look up to in Black history, if they overcame a struggle, who were they victorious against? It's white history that they want to get rid of. How do I know? Because I served Commanding General YAHANNA. I know what it's like to go at a camp and put up a sign of slavery and have everybody go, that's in the past. Put that sign away. Kick over the slavery sign. Don't bring up slavery. Don't talk about slavery. I know what you don't want. It's not because you don't want to talk about black people. You don't want to talk about white people. You don't want anyone to bring up white history because white history is the history of a villain. White people are villains. They are straight up and down villains. And if you open any book, you'll see they have to change the book. They got to rip pages out of their own history book. Because if you just look at white history, you're going to go, my God, these people have been cruel. My God, the cruelty of these. Did I send you a video that I have this week? Oh, my God. I have a video in my phone of Betty White. I told myself I was going to do white person, good white people. I'm going to show you this video of Betty White. Give me how Betty White fought racism. See if you find it on TikTok. Betty White fought racism. Maya, you said something.
General, that's you just brought out a heavy point. Can I have your diet? We run one scripture,
Please,
or whoever the brothers are. Get 2 Corinthians real quick, 11 and 14. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14, because that is totally that's my God. You just washed a lot of brains. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you got to. It's deeper than just an attack on black people. An attack on black history, on attack on showing the good that we did and what we invented and our underground railroads and all that. It's deeper than that. They trying to get rid of their history, their violence, their bloodshed. They ain't the smartest people on the earth. They ain't rich because they just smarter and better at a business and better at everything. And they not ruling everything because they're just a wiser people with high IQ, like Donald Trump would like to say. They're full of IQ. That's why they're rich and billionaires. They are rich. They are businessmen. They have what they have because they have an awful murderous past, an awful murderous and rapist and pedophile past that helped them get to where they get to, and they don't want you to remember that. Y'all got the scripture?
Khan, sir.
Read
the
it
book
out.
Khan, book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. And no marvel.
Don't be surprised, the Lord is saying. Don't be surprised at this, because it's going to happen. And a lot of us missed it. And General MAHAYAMAN just put us on game. Don't be surprised. Don't marvel. Go ahead.
Khan. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
That's what they want. That's what they want. They want to be looked at as the good guys, the evil, the villain. The villain wants to be looked at as Superman. That's why all the movies out there, they all Superman on the TV screen, strong and willing to save and sacrifice and come together in a small groups and say, well, it's up to us to save the world. We got to do it. And on the movie screen, about 5 Edomites get together to save the world when in real life, they don't give a damn about the world. They don't give a damn about the world. They want you to believe, though, that they're the X-Men. They want you to believe that they're I forget, Captain America's crew. They want you to believe that they are the good guys deep in their heart when they're just villains who want to cover up their crimes. That's exactly what they're doing, General. They trying to erase white history. That's what Donald Trump don't want. Why teach our kids to hate their history? He said it one time years ago. Why teach our kids in the school and remind them and make them feel bad? That's reverse racism and all that mess. The water, sir. That was I yield.
Please.
Yeah, if I could, sir.
Please.
I wanted to say one thing, back up what Jeremiah just brought out. Y'all gotta know the history of the Bible. Because they don't teach us in the church, you don't know this. When you go into the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, give me Genesis 27 and 40 real fast. This is the first sentence, right? It's going to tell you about who it is. When Jacob got rid of his blessing, he sold his birthright already, right? He sold it for a morsel of meat. The Bible says that. For the meat, he sold it, right? Now he comes for a blessing, crying. And his father told him, this is how you're going to be. And you're going to know who he is by his characteristics. Now, when they was born, the Bible said he's going to be a cunning hunter. What does a cunning hunter do? He kills. He lives by the what? The sword. Well, here's a prophecy that the father told the son, who was Esau, who was the father of every so-called white race in the earth. Read.
Khan, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 46.
40.
Verse 40. And by thy sword.
By that what?
Thy sword.
That sword. Back then it was a knife. It was a sword, or maybe a stick they sharpened or whatever. Now it's the gun. Now it's the missiles. You understand? Now it was all the technology they got to kill you. By thy sword, go ahead.
Shalt thou live.
Say it again.
Shalt thou live.
Say it again.
Shalt thou live.
The person doing all the killing in the earth and living by this killing is this person right here in the prophecy in the Bible. And who's that person? His name is Esau. I.S.U.P.K. He was red man according to the Bible and the scriptures. Who is that? Every so-called Edomite white man in earth. By the sword shalt thou live. They try to erase this history because all they ever did was kill. Kill, 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 like our General MAHAYAMAN said. They want to get rid of it, but you can't because your history is in the Bible. Your prophecy is in the Bible. You can't get rid of that. The records are sealed. And when the Bible says that Christ come back and righteousness, does he judge and make war? Boy, you're going to earn every bit of what he got to give when he come back because of what you've done. And what you've done. And instead of trying to repent, you're going to flip it and dodge some other slick move. Showing us who you are, really. Slock, that's it.
Give him a hand. Give him my hand, give him a hug. And it's it's something so pathological with our oppressor. You know how pathological it is. Donald Trump right now is trying to scrub white history from the Smithsonian museums, right? Because he doesn't want anyone to know about slavery or lynchings or Jim Crow or the oppression in the South. He doesn't want anyone to know about it. And at the same time, he's sending tanks into Los Angeles to rip the children out of grandmother's arms. He's sending the National Guard into Washington, D.C. to abuse black people. Do you know what that means, Haas?
That's right.
In 10 years, he's going to say, don't talk about Washington, D.C.
There you go.
Don't talk about ICE agents going into Los Angeles. Mayak, in 10 years, they will say, you are not allowed to talk about ICE agents going into Los Angeles. You're not allowed to tell anyone that the National Guard went into Washington, D.C. You're not allowed to bring up the fact that we had a place called Alligator Alcatraz.
God.
They're creating history today that they're going to force us to forget about. I'm going to leave right now. I'm going to get up and walk out of this damn room because it is that mind-bending to me that someone would say, I don't want to talk about slavery. I don't want to talk about lynchings. And I'm building a place called Alligator Alcatraz. Motherfucker, you're not going to want to talk about that later.
Yeah.
Right.
You're doing something right now that you're not going to want to put in history books. Later on, Mayak, our sons will be speaking, and they'll bring up Alligator Alcatraz. And you know what someone is going to say? That's in the past. Don't bring that. Don't bring up Alligator Alcatraz. Don't bring up ICE agents. Our children will have to fight people who will say, why are you bringing up Alligator Alcatraz? That happened 10 years ago.
Right. And it
talk about ICE agents snatching babies out of people's arms. That happened 20 years ago. Oh, you need Christ to come back out.
Damn right.
For me, it got to happen tonight.
In general.
I'm about at my end. Go ahead,
and they'll be asking, we heard the government used to hide the airplanes where they took our brothers on and send them to prisons, and they couldn't get no help. Nobody knew where they was at. They was hiding them. Oh, well, why talk about that? That was in the, they'll whitewash that history. What they're doing right now, like you said.
Like, if you don't want to talk about white oppression, why don't you stop oppressing? Like, why are you going to create new history of you being the devil, of you hurting children, of you harming people, but yet no one can talk about it? Let me talk about a good white person now, Haas. Can I have a minute for this?
Yes, sir.
I told myself, for all of my white friends out there, I was going to bring up a good white person every week. If you learn about this good white person, it's going to show you how evil white people are. How evil they've been. Because this is Betty White. This is a good white woman. Right here, Betty White. Please play the story.
and risked her entire career for a random black man. Betty White was a host and producer of a nationally broadcast TV show on NBC. One day, she saw a talented black tap dancer named Arthur Duncan and decided to cast him as a regular performer on the show. But as soon as the show aired across the South, Southern television stations began threatening to boycott the program, demanding to remove the black dancer from the lineup. But Betty didn't even blink and famously replied, "I'm sorry, he stays, live with it." Not only did she refused to remove him, but she even gave him more screen time. Then, as expected, racism played its part. The show started losing Southern stations, and NBC ended up canceling the show later that same year.
Haas, do you understand that Betty White tried to show one black man dancing on one show? That's it. That's it. Betty White didn't try to change the law in the South. She didn't push for voting rights. She didn't integrate the schools.
Right.
Betty White wanted to show a Negro tap dancing. They tried to kill her.
Yeah.
They shut her show down.
Yeah.
Simply for showing one person. Now do you understand where DEI comes from in affirmative action? Mm-hmm. Brother, they don't want to see you. I don't know if black people get what I'm saying. You might think they don't want you to be president. They don't want you to be their boss. They don't want you to marry their daughter or have sex with their daughter. They don't want you dating their daughter. You're not getting it. They don't want you to be seen. Now remember, they could turn the channel, Haas. Mm-hmm. You understand that, right? I mean, they could turn to CBS. Yes. It was at least 3 stations back then.
Yes, it was.
It was CBS, NBC, and ABC.
ABC, yeah.
You know they could have just turned to ABC. No. There cannot be a black person that anyone could see.
Right.
And if you can see him, if I could turn to him on the channel, I'm going to turn this TV station and shut the show down.
Yep.
And the show had to go.
Wow.
Betty White, it was a good white person. Give her a hand. Yeah. She tried. She tried. You know what she tried to do? Show you once. just to show you tap dancing. Not reading from Shakespeare. Not being a Black Panther. This is tap dancing. And it's one man.
And Jimmy had a couple of minutes.
It's
like the show wasn't about him. He tap danced for maybe 30 seconds or something. Maybe a minute. And that was it.
This General YAHANNA is the one that helps me understand this. I wish he was here to make me get this. Because you would think, Haas, it's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. White people was like, you mother. They was home so mad and so angry over that 2-minute tap dance that they shut the whole station off in the South.
Yeah.
White people don't want to learn their history.
Yeah.
They don't want to know what somebody had to do to tap dance for 2 minutes on TV. What somebody had to go through, us. I mean, the pain that a nigga had to say, can you imagine the talk that she had with him? Listen, James, I want you to tap dance. James was probably said, I don't want to die. I don't want to get lynched.
Yeah.
I need the money. I need the money. I love the tap dance. Betty White is like talking to, imagine Betty White has to go to the sponsors, to the owners of the TV station, like, shit, we're going to have James up there this week. What should we? Meetings all night about 2 minutes of tap dancing because white people don't have the goddamn patience to turn the channel to something else. Yeah. White people, you are a villain. And history is the interaction between villains and heroes. Yeah. The problem with white history is you're the villain. Yeah. And you hate us because we are the hero. Right. Our entire Black and Hispanic struggle is the history of us overcoming you, of us trying to tap dance houses, trying to bounce a basketball, trying to play baseball, trying to work at a job, trying to join a union, trying to walk down the street, trying to move into a house, trying to listen to music, and the struggle we had to do because we live our life under the boot of a villain. But Blacks and Hispanics, you're the hero. You're the hero. Please, Haas.
What you're saying is so heavy. It reminds me of a story. Now, I know I'll be giving y'all stories, man. Forgive me, man.
Please, Haas.
But I remember one time I was on a USS Incheon. No, it was the Wise. The Incheon. My first med flight, my first Mediterranean tour. We going overseas, the first Gulf War, right? And I was shaving. I started getting razor bumps. So I went and got that stuff you put on your face. I had magic shave. I was using that. But I kept burning my face. I mean, I had black spots and everything for the magic shave all over my chin and my face and everything, right? So I had this Edomite that was my corporal. And he came and he said, listen, man, why don't you go ahead on and get a no-shaving chair? I said, nope. He said, what you mean? You telling me no? I said, yeah. I said, you know what's going to happen to me as soon as I go get that chick? He said, look at your face. I said, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that because what's going to happen if I get this shit? It's going to be, they're going to be something for me. I know what's coming. He said, no, I got your back, so I ain't doing it. He can't even get it. He said, you still ain't doing it, though. He said, I'm going to write you up if you don't do it. I said, well, shit, I'm getting written up anyway. I knew what was coming. So he said, I got your back. I said, all right, no problem. I go get a no-shaving chick. We have a formation. I got like a little fuzz on my face because my face was healing. My staff sergeant saw me and saw another brother with it. He stopped the formation, stopped the inspection, cussed us out on the flight deck, called me down to his quarters, and chastised me over my facial hair on my face. And wrote me up, and I had to go stand before the captain. I'm in front of the captain like I knew this was going to happen. God damn it, I knew it. And it didn't make no sense. The evil they got inside of themselves. Now, I was trying to avoid it with the magic shade, you know. Yeah. I burnt the crap out under the, I mean, it was burnt. The more you live in the Lord, it's going to burn. And my face got used to doing it. And it just, I had to leave it on long, and I burnt the heck out of my face. It ain't enough. No. Like, the evil they do is just ridiculous, man. And everybody, you can say what you want to say and, you know, all this other kind of stuff. All of y'all know, if y'all been in our precious military, or if you're in law enforcement, you know what I'm saying is right, it's true, and it's not a lie. It's not a lie. Sloppy, sir. It just had me thinking about what you said. It's like, this is who they are.
I mean,
and General, I had, okay. When you're in the military, I know in the Marine Corps, you get proficiency marks and conduct marks, right? Highest you can get is 5.0. I had nothing less than a 4.7. I was always getting 4.9, 4.8, 4.7. I was always getting high behind marks. And this happened. I couldn't believe it. I knew it was going to come when I started doing it. You know what I mean? Then after that, I got picked with all the time. So I snapped. You didn't pick with me and I ain't going to say nothing. I just snapped on him. Then I started getting in trouble. And I said, you know what? I won't be here no more. That's it. Like, I understand what you're saying because it's the evil is inside. That's all. Sorry, sir.
It just, please, go ahead.
Khan, somebody in the chat, I.S.U.P.K. Buffalo says, Salakia, General, I was known to get a permanent no-shaving profile in the U.S. Army.
I mean, it's just a terrible thing. It's just so hard. You can't please them because to please them, you can't exist.
Nope.
But yet they want you to wash their clothes and to take care of their children and to build their society, but just not be seen or heard at the same time.
Right.
My
Go in the back door, you know. Don't look up. Don't look us in the eye. You know, it's like somebody in the chat. I forget who. I couldn't find who said it. Reminded me of the scripture. It said, "Who can make straight that which I have made crooked?" Like they so diabolical and different that the Lord had to explain them to us in the Bible. He got to explain. Listen, these are people who you can't make them straight. If I make something crooked, it's crooked, and you ain't going to understand it. Don't worry about that. It's too high for you. Just know that these are the strangest people on the earth, estranged from the womb. You understand? They turn everything upside down. They try to make evil seem like it's good. They just are backwards people, and we just are people who so kind and so naturally and spiritually empathetic to everything. You know, we cry for the Palestinians.
That's right.
Now, the worst than been done to us, but we cry for the Palestinians today. Right. I look at the TV and choke me up sometimes. How horrible they doing them people. You know what I'm saying? And I know my people done been done worse. But these people, these white people, from the Israelis to the goddamn Americans, is just they so it's brain boggling, like you said earlier. The spirit that's in them, but that's the spirit the Lord gave them, and the Lord called them a vessel fit for destruction in Romans 9. So there you go.
I yield. You got it, Montgomery.
want to do Dr. Umar?
Say one more time.
Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar, yeah. Why the hell not? Let's do Dr. Umar. This is something Captain Desariak sent me this right before class. This is another one hard to understand. Dr. Umar Johnson, you know, he's a renowned child psychiatrist and blackity black person. Dr. Umar Johnson put out a movie. He made a movie. Huh? He made a movie, right? He put it on the internet. Now I'm going to play it 49 minutes into the movie. This is where Tazariak told me to start. Now this is in the movie right here. 49, started at 49.
Now. Wow. So they would always ask me to stand up and talk about what school psychologists do.
Right.
Really, because there was no other items on the agenda. So I was filler.
Yeah.
I was the only young member and I was filler. So I would get up and go. Garvey started the organization.
Yeah.
Do mind coming to my Black History program, my university.
Yes.
Wait a minute, what's going on? You're supposed to be talking about your son.
Yeah, my son, right. Yes.
You're supposed to be talking about your son.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
Hey, yo, Prophet.
It's
the women outside.
First of all, why does Dr. Umar Johnson have sex to African bongo drums? I mean, what happened to Jodeci? I gotta rewind this one.
Shalom, sir.
So I can rewind it for Commanding General Yohanna Tazariak sent me this right before the show.
Oh, go.
Yeah. This is Umar Johnson. He put this video. This is a movie he made.
Okay.
Little right there. I think it's right there. Go ahead.
Go on.
Wait a minute, what's going on? You're supposed to be talking about your son.
Yeah, my son, right. Yes.
You're supposed to be talking about your son.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes.
Stop it there. There's like 3 more of these scenes. If you fast forward to any scene where you see a girl sitting next to him, there's like four more of these scenes in this movie. First of all, does Umar Johnson have sex to African bongo drum music? No? What happened to Jodeci, man? I guess that's all. My heart belongs to you. Y'all don't love that. You don't know what I'm talking about. You ain't never heard of Teddy Pendergrass or
right.
All right.
Babyface.
Babyface.
Yeah.
What happened to Babyface, huh? I can't imagine
Barry White
in the bongo drum. Yeah, Barry White.
I mean, even if you want to go a little modern, you play a little Silk or something. Silk. You know what I'm saying?
If I could, sir, I was going to say something. If I could, let me tell you that this is the biggest problem with Umar Johnson, is that he's considered anything other than entertainment. If Umar Johnson is entertainment, then it's funny.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fine. He has the same problem, sir, that preachers have. Preachers are entertaining with the music and the singing and the dancing. It's entertaining to go to church.
Right.
The problem is if you consider preachers or Umar Johnson men of God who can tell you how to live, then it becomes evil. If it's just entertainment, then it's fine. It's fun. And Umar Johnson is not some great evil in the earth. He's not doing anything. He's funny. He's doing funny things, saying funny things. The blackest thing about him, however, are his lips. There is nothing more black about Umar Johnson than his lips because he gets so high. But even that is just simply a brother who gets high, unless I have to follow him and to believing in God, unless I have to take him seriously, then that's the problem. And it's the same problem with any preacher, except preachers are far more destructive than Umar Johnson.
Right.
Preachers are doing a real evil. Umar Johnson is not doing anything evil. He's just not doing what he thinks he's doing. He's just a naive young brother. He thought he could go build a school in America easily. I think about Jesus Christ and the truth. You can't go open up a barber shop easily in America. The laws and licenses. You go get a hot dog stand. Go sell food in a truck. And before you know it, licensing, inspections, the damn mafia, everything will make trying to have a food truck a damn near impossibility. Right. 90% of restaurants close down. Everything closes because it is difficult to do things. Umar Johnson thought he could open up some giant school, no problem. He is naive. That's his biggest problem. He's just a naive brother who thought he was, I don't know what he thought he was, some type of black revolutionary or something. He's a funny brother who's naive, who got into a business over his head, who didn't understand it. He's far better at, talking about doing movies and sex scenes in movies. That's fine. You can fast forward. There's 1,000 more of these ridiculous scenes in this movie. If the brother wants to show you, I mean, it's so many more of them where somebody gets killed, shot. He got to go. He started having sex with the mother again. Can I bring up one last point about this, which you should know, of course, if you're Umar Johnson. If a young brother wants you to help his mother, if a young brother wants you to be a father figure to him, and you go over there and have sex with his mother and leave her, you're going to hurt that boy again. Yep. You should not go do things like, here it is again, it's another woman. Play this for Commander General YAHANNA if I could. It's all over this movie.
Systematic racism in education.
My fight is against racism.
That feel good, babe. I've been thinking about you all day.
Of course you have. I made you the best thing there.
What you make?
It's a surprise.
What you make?
I got something. You want to watch this? Going to play. There's 1,000 of these. You keep going and going and going and going. Umar Johnson, I know he doesn't understand this, but the child is already traumatized because his father left his mother.
Right.
And countless boyfriends have left his mother.
Right.
Then he meets a male role model that he thought was coming into his life to help him. Meanwhile, you start having sex with his mother. Then you leave his mother and call his mother fish on the internet. You go tell the world how his mother is just a jump off who chewed on your, I'm quoting an actual Umar Johnson tape where he said this woman just chewed on his penis and gummed his penis and her vagina smells like fish. Now you're traumatizing that young brother more because you were brought in to be a father figure. Meanwhile, you just had sex with this boy's mother and then call her a fishy jump off on the internet. If it's just entertainment, then do that. But don't make some boy think that you're a father figure. Don't make some child think that you're coming into his life to stay in his life. Don't make someone think that, because then you harm them more and more. And if you want to leave black women, if you want to, I'm sorry if I could, sir, play the video where he talked about all the sex with these jump offs and chewing his penis and fish smelling, how much they smell like fish. That's all over the internet. Another video Tazariak showed me, if I could. So unless you want to say something, he's going to get the video. These are another two. Have you seen these, Oz?
No, I haven't seen them.
Mike, have you seen them? Oh, my goodness. Find these if I could. Anybody? I'm out. You haven't seen them either. Oh, y'all got to see these videos. This is Dr. Umar Johnson talking about these women he meets because he has a school that he's going to have children go to. Inevitably, he has sex with the mothers of these students.
Right.
And then the relationship goes poorly, right? The relationship goes poorly. Then he makes a video about how your mother smells like fish, how she sucked your penis and chewed on your penis and she smells like fish, and he puts that on the internet.
Right.
This is what I don't understand about Umar Johnson. Another perplexing point. Is this the thing you do with black queens? Is this it? Because I know you said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Do you mean you'll never have sex with a white woman and then make a videotape about her and how she smelled like fish? Are you saying that you only have sex with black women, have them chew your penis, talk about how fishy they smell, and that's the thing you save for black queens? You know what you should do, Umar Johnson? Do that with white girls.
God.
That you can do with white girls. Go let white girls suck your dick. Let them do it. Let white girls go have sex with their mothers and then throw them away and make videos about them smelling like fish. Because I don't know if you're helping black queens by having sex with them, then making videotapes about how their vaginas smell like fish. Is this the thing you only do with black women? I don't know if you're doing us any favors.
Right. And in the same vein, General, he building a school up for students, right? But yet destroying the student's mother and embarrassing them by talking about their mother. So I don't think it's helping you to build schools for black kids. You should build schools for white kids where you go get their white mothers and embarrass them and destroy those students. Don't destroy our students in the name of building a school to help them. So I yield.
Listen, you're so right. Give it up for General Maya. General Mahayyaman as well. As well. You know what I mean? Like Umar Johnson, brother. Listen, cats like him, like we need to be in that time, brother, when we don't have Esau over us. Because let me tell you something, our brothers like this brother here are the reason nobody takes a black struggle serious.
Right.
Like black struggles never get taken serious, never get properly financed, never get backed 100%. And Umar Johnson is exactly the reason why. Because all somebody usually has to do is wait long enough, and your whole scheme will begin to unravel before the world. And this brother, man, did so much damage. He collected so much money over this building now. And now he's alleged to be a drug addict. Every whore that he's brought in and had sex with has been all over the internet talking about everything about his business. You understand? And of course, after all these years, I think it's been about a decade. And of course, this school isn't built. You know what I mean? Brothers came to me and said, General YAHANNA, can we do something to salvage that building? And can we bring it on back? First of all, he's got to pay that bill on that building. And all that he puts on the airways is an example of our failure. Let me tell you something, we have horrible, horrible black leaders and horrible, horrible representation. Umar Johnson will never build anything because he's like you said, like every lustful preacher. He got more, his mind is focused on his lust, on his sex, his women, his drugs, on things of that nature. His mind is not focused on really actually helping God's chosen people. Let me tell you something, if I could, a quick short story, go up in the middle of it. I went up to North Philly and had some Chinese food yesterday. Now, what was different about this Chinese food place is that this was owned by a black man. And it was in a horrible neighborhood. I'm talking gun on your hand neighborhood, hand on the gun neighborhood. You know what I mean? It was in one of them neighborhoods. So I went up there, I got the Chinese food. The Chinese food was outstanding. Better than just about all the Chinese foods I ever had before. I mean, real chicken, you know what I mean? Not the breaded chicken, real lo mein was. But then I found out that the same brother that owned the Chinese restaurant owns 3 of the Chinese restaurants in North Philly. All of them doing well. And when I heard that, I got angry. And you might say, why you get angry, General YAHANNA? I mean, the man got 3 good restaurants. I got angry because I wanted to know why we don't have 10,000 of them. Why we don't have, and I began, you know me, I do the numbers. I started to calculate. If you had 100 Chinese restaurants in the black community in one city, there's thousands in every major city. Just give me 100. You take 100 Chinese restaurants owned by black people, serving up the same good food as this brother is, and they make about $10,000 a week. So you're going to make, what is that, 10,000 times 100? Sounds like $1 million to me. No?
Yes, sir.
Am I wrong?
No, sir.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Now you do that in 20 cities, the black community could be bringing in $200 million just off a Chinese restaurant. Before they doped us up in the 60s, they destroyed $1.6 billion in the 60s of black businesses. All of our delis. We owned all the delis, all of the soul food restaurants, barbershops, beauty salons. We owned all the real estate of all, dentist's office, doctor's office. All of those offices made tens of thousands of dollars a week. And this money flooded into the black community out and kept us tight. That's why I showed in the lecture, I showed that film how we wore suits. Yeah. We wore the latest fashion to look proper. We had morals, had our kids with us. And this evil, you got something on there?
No, sir.
Y'all hear something? There's something playing either on that or somewhere. No bag. Anybody hear it?
I hear it.
You hear?
I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was either. But
it's not on. It's off.
You don't hear something go?
I hear it loud and clear. I just don't know what the hell it is.
I hear it too.
Yeah, I don't hear it, Joe.
Y'all got somebody kidnapped in here, man. I don't know why you don't hear it, because we hearing it over here.
Over there. Yeah, I don't hear it, Joe.
Wait, just pause a second. You didn't hear that?
It's my breathing.
Salakia, okay.
Cut him a cut.
You know, we do creeps at night. We'll catch everything. Okay, let me get back real quick to the story. So they stole billions from us. Now here we are again, right after the aftermath of 50 years of both them stealing everything, Martin Luther King lying to us, and here we are destroyed again. You go to North Philly right now, the whole place is filled with crack. And here's now the time for us to try to do something for these people, And instead, we elect to put this clown over trying to open up a school and pour millions of dollars into him. I can't stand it. Like, why won't we help ourselves? And that's why this animal who stole our whole economy twice, doped us all up, destroyed everything that we had. Why will we never stop blaming him? This cat comes on the air and tells people stuff like, wait, can we get, if you can, only if you can we get the tape where he is angry with black people for not giving him enough money? Anybody saw that tape? That's a hell of a tape. Like, that's a hell of it. And even when he talks about people giving him donations, he said, oh, $20 was good, next time give $40. $10 was, he pimps you dumb, stupid women like you pimp a woman on the corner. I have to tell you straight up. You sisters, man, you sisters are a major problem in the black community, man. You don't get behind nothing right. You don't care about building nothing right. You don't see these brothers' lives being destroyed. And now, after 60 years, the white man done built nuclear weapons, planes, jets, bombs, and now he wants to get rid of you. When back then in that 60s, if he did not stop us from going forward and building as a people, he knew he would have had a civil war. He knew he would have been in a full-fledged war with us because he knew we would have gotten just as powerful as he did. Instead, Martin Luther King convinced us to give this bastard everything. And because he got everything, we got nothing but suffering for the last 60 years. And for you to come back now and be a real parasite and say you're going to rob black people and Latino people on top of everything that they already suffered to this point, it's irreprehensible, man. You know what I mean? Like, you want to help fix the black community, man, take the gloves off. Let us go on and take the gloves off. Because drug dealers are not the worst thing in the black community. But you charlatans and preachers and hustlers that give people hope onto their death. Black people, let me tell you, you could almost not even teach black people when Obama was running for election. When Obama ran for election, I was ready to say, let's just go on. Let's don't even teach this year. Because that's how bad black people did not want to hear what we had to say because all their hope was in Obama. Obama just came out a few months ago saying every young black boy needs a homosexual in his life. This is what he said. You understand? Like, that's our problem. That's our real problem. That's our real problem. Black people can organize. Black people can succeed. Black people can take care of themselves. Black people can open up businesses. Black people can do all of that. But you can't do it when you got low-life so-called Negroes and Latinos sitting up over you, gassing your dumb ass up. And that's also why every woman should be up under a man. You should not be able to just go to church and give that dumbass all your damn money. You sit up in church, he gas you up, you make the church rich while the black community gets destroyed. It needs to be real law and order in the black community. And that's why they can't stand the Israelites. You understand? Because Umar Johnson couldn't make it to first base with us. You couldn't get nowhere with us if you came in here running hustles and games and playing around, benefiting off of the whores that come into your chat rooms and so forth and so on, and never really actually doing something for black people. We could have opened that school in 6 months, man. If it had real big, he got 3 buildings over there. Could open it in 6 months. And listen, the hawks are circling. Every corporation, every little developer, every little cat, they already hawking. They already offering him to pay the $38,000 in exchange for ownership of part of the 3 buildings or all of them. It's just a big minstrel show. A big clown show with something that is so important. If this white man, I should say when this devil cuts us off, he's going to cut us off. Like you brought out earlier, he's shutting down the whole Smithsonian history on us. You think he's not going to cut us off eventually? White men done become so angry, and I'm going to come to that if I could in a second, Joe. White men have become so angry, they ready to kill homeless veterans in the street. These sociopaths. And you white men, you white men suffer from low self-esteem. You understand? Black men, I'm sorry, but you just so bad. Latino men, you just so goddamn bad that you done gave this bastard low self-esteem. His woman don't want him. His kids don't want him. He got no skills. He don't know how to have some skills. He don't know how to do nothing but kill and murder. That's all he good at. You go on the internet and look for what is a white man good at on the internet? It's always guns. Right or wrong, it's always guns. Yeah. It's never nothing else because that's all you good at. And the problem is your woman don't want you because of it. And you see black men and see our talent. You see us in these arenas and Latinos. You understand? You want baseball back. You mad at baseball. You mad because them Latino brothers are, especially from them countries like Cuba and stuff, they throw a baseball so fast you don't even see it before it hit the damn glove. They striking you out and making a fool out of you. The white man clocking this, he threw the ball 98 miles an hour. You get up there and can't do nothing. You got a wad of gum and garbage. I don't even know what you putting in there. Tobacco and gum and bubble gum are piled up in the side of your mouth, trying to dope yourself up to survive. Let me tell you, we in a crisis right now, man. We in a crisis right now with these devils, and we don't need to be playing around, man. We need to be you need to grab hold of real leadership and get real direction and build this nation up, man. Umar Johnson is another. We done spent, how long he been? 10 years? Gotta be. Spent 10 years entertaining this nonsense. Right. 10 years. Piles of money, time, energy. For real soldiers, that's filth to us. God. Guess what? We are the ones going to pay the price in these streets. Like the people that care about real people, they care about them brothers in the street. Umar Johnson don't care what happened to them brothers in the street. He talk a good game. But a man that really cared about these brothers in the streets would have did what it took to get that school open. Would have took whatever steps he had to get that complex up and running to give them brothers what it is that they needed. He could have had shelters, flea markets, the school he was intending to have, and all kinds of stuff going to help these people. And the problem is when he bails out and them buildings get taken to some developer and them brothers take that loss, they become victims to these Edomites in the streets who's labeling them YNs and all of this as a means to not have any respect for them. Like if you a young man, 13 or 14, these devils calling you a YN, you could be a top student, a scholar, a Rhodes Scholar. But because you young and black and wear a hoodie like Trayvon Martin, you automatically considered a YN. And as a result, you open game to harm you and do evil to you, man. And brother, this thing pains my heart. It pains my heart to see any clown, and I don't want to put a damper on everything, y'all. It's a lot. But it pains my heart to see any of this foolishness while we are on our way, you understand, to more than likely the Third World War. You know what I mean? You getting pegged in the butt. All of this, like, come on, man. When is this going to stop? When we going to, because guess what? The militias ain't doing that. The militias all up in Arizona and Oklahoma and in Nevada, they not doing that. They ain't on YouTube saying, give me some money for a school. They not doing that. You don't see their videos doing that. They ain't doing none of that. They ain't talking about their sexual deviances and what they, instead of leading the men they're supposed to be, they ain't doing none of that. But you know what they are doing up there? They are up there training with night scopes, and training with weapons, and making liaisons with different military groups and finding ways to transport multiple, groups of people. The Proud Boys went and got themselves all exonerated. The Oath Keepers all exonerated from their crimes, many of which are part of ICE agents now and becoming part of the government. They went from hating you on the street to becoming part of the government, while you went from being hated on the street to being hated on the street more. That's where you went. And this cat here is just the latest example of why I see why those leaders in the past were so vicious. I see why Joshua put cats to death. I'm not saying to put nobody to death or harm nobody, but I do understand biblically. I understand biblically why David killed so many men. David killed so many men that God said, you can't build a temple. You got too much blood on your hand. I'll let your son build a temple because you too bloody. You got too much blood on your hand to build this temple. I see why he killed so many. He killed so many clowns and idiots and stupid people who refused to help their people out of this grave that they've been in. And he said he was not going to be part of it. And by goodness, he made sure that our people was not a part of it, man. I see why they put all them people to death. I see why Revelations say Christ's going to have a vesture dipped in blood. You understand? This society, our black society, got to get rid of the Umar Johnson. Got to get rid of the guerrilla Hebrews. Got to get rid of the Martin Luther Kings. Got to get rid of all you preachers, man. I'm not saying to harm them. I'm saying they have to be gotten rid of politically outside of our people, because we have a serious crisis coming. And America is falling. Nobody's listening to America anymore. America is falling. They look at Donald Trump like a clown. I'm gonna get up off of this a lot. But I just wanted to say the time is now. Like if you're gonna ever get yourself written in the Bible in the future for the work that you've done, now is the time to do it. Now is the time when the world is in this type of crisis. This is the time for you to step up and show yourself above the world, not below the world, not an opportunist of the world, not open for the opportunity to be part of the world. Now is the time for you to be like Christ was. It said, love not the world, nor the things in this world. Okay. Those things are enmity with the Lord. You understand? Umar Johnson is enmity with the Lord. Why? Because he's never going to help anybody. He's never going to build anything. He's never going to open up anything. Now I heard you can, for $500 or $5,000 or something like that, you give a donation, you can have lunch with him now. If you get 500, if you give up $500, you can have lunch with him now. Like that's the clown stuff we doing. Play the tape if you would, Salam. I'll come back to it. And while he's getting that tape, let me just say one thing. You shouldn't respect anybody that hasn't pulled brothers off this street and out of hell in this place. If a man ain't proved himself in the trenches with saving brothers' lives, then why the hell would you put him over other brothers anyway? When he hasn't done that, when he didn't get out in the street and put himself in harm's way to make sure other brothers and sisters were able to be helped in some way. I can respect any black man. I don't care if he's a Muslim, whatever. I ain't never gonna join your religion, but I want to give you some respect. You've even heard me say that I respect, certain cats. I've said it because I've known they at least had the wherewithal to get in the streets and actually do something. Not these old hustlers, man, that's out here today. I call for a panel. I can bring that out, right? I call for a panel, a town hall meeting panel next week in New York City. I called on Muslims, 5%ers, conscious community, preachers. I ran down a whole list of these cats, and they all backed out. They all said, nah, I don't want to touch that. Nah, they don't want to touch that. You understand? Which showed me you're not ready to help black people.
Right.
You do it in words. You don't do it in action. This I.S.U.P.K, these brothers do it in action, man.
That's right, sir.
They actually go do this. I remember the Purple Faggots, the Superman crew. I was mad at you. But I understood. You know what I'm saying? I had to say, I can't argue with it because it was so gay. You know what I mean? It was, first of all, to even portray yourself, I'm coming right back. To portray yourself as Superman, every Superman wore underwear. He wore leotards and a thong. Every Superman. You know what I mean? That's why if you go, what's the white boy with the glasses in the 60s? And it was the black and white ones. Not Christopher Reeve, the first one. Right. Brother, they said he hated that role as Superman. He said he hated that role. He felt like he was being humiliated and being treated like a woman and all that because Superman is a homosexual, man. Don't you know that these superheroes are homosexuals and these clowns go put on a Superman outfit and pretend that, did they have the tights?
I didn't notice.
I didn't notice it. Well, not they had to, but if I go back and look at the tape, they better not have. If they had the tights, it's gay. That's it. If they had the tights, it's a problem. You understand? But you get my point. Like we got to do something for us. We have not had for us. We could have been great, even up against these people. But now we getting ready to get rolled over just to wake up and learn the lesson. We gonna
General.
Hard just to learn the lesson. Go ahead, Mayak. I'm sorry.
General, I want to cut you off. I want you to finish. You're bringing out such heavy points. And I think of it like politics, right? Like every 4 years or every so often, every 2 years for the Senate and all them there or whatever, they choosing people who promise them a lot. They choosing people who say, I will do this and I will do that. And they picking them. And time after time, they don't fulfill what they say. They don't do what they say. And then the next voting season come, they still choosing for people who promise a lot of things. And I always say to myself, I said, man, I would never choose these liars who promise a ton of things. I would vote for somebody who's been doing it already. Somebody who has the reputation, who has the facts to prove it, all the receipts, and they've been doing this and they've been doing that. I'm gonna pick him because he's been doing that. And that's politics of America, a bunch of lies and fake. And I look at the truth, I look at this, subject we talking about now, like why are you donating a ton of money to Umar and the churches and the this and the that, when I don't see the record of them actually helping black men and women and keeping them out of prison. I wonder, is there an organization out here that puts their monies to building schools and bringing blacks and bringing our urban community into these schools and teaching them true knowledge of self and keeping them out of jail and teaching them how to do the right things, counseling them on life skills? I wonder, is there a group out there, with a leader who's sincere and has the record of showing that we help blacks and Hispanics? This is what we do. If you're sending any goddamn money to anybody, send it to us. You know, I mean, send it to that group. You understand?
Right.
Send it to that group. Send it to a group that's doing the job already. Why are you on a wish and a prayer that the church going to all of a sudden turn around and help black people when they've been in existence for hundreds of years? Why are you sending money to some hustler who always talking about building this and building that, and nothing ever gets done? And now you see he's sexually exploiting black women. You understand, and destroying their children. Why do that when they're if there's an organization that's already helping black people and building schools and doing the things that keep black people out of jail, teaching black people how not to do crime, fixing their families, teaching their minds how to operate in this cruel society. If there's an organization like that, why not flood your money to them, man? I yield and go ahead, sir.
And can I add on what you're saying is so right, Maya. And if I could add, y'all don't mind, so I could just add a little bit to what you bring out. Here's something, man, that people period don't always understand. And you can't understand this unless you care about the people that you're trying to help. You must, when you go into doing something for blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, the scriptures say this: no man goeth to war save he count the cost. Don't go do something for black people and you know it's going to fail. Black people need to not receive failure. When I say black, I mean black, Latinos, Native Indians. Meaning we don't need failures. We done had so many failures, so many disappointments. Don't go build nothing that you don't know how to finish. Make sure you can get it done. Otherwise, you're gonna fail, man. And this is gonna hurt black people more than the fact that you didn't actually accomplish the thing you set out to accomplish. You're gonna put more pain in them. Okay? And let me just add, I just want to answer this brother's question before I come to the white people. This brother made a point. The map choreographer said that's why the Avengers movie, nope, I'm going above it. Map choreographer said, I wouldn't class it as gay. You're suspect. They just trying to make it comic book accurate, and it translates badly in the live action 90s of the time. But Matt choreographer, I ain't gonna call you, I ain't gonna say you're gay, but I'm gonna say this to you to understand something, so you could understand this. Why? Explain this to me. Why would a man who is trying to get you to come to God and serve God, why would he transform himself into a homosexual action figure? Somebody explain that to me. Why would I, now I'm trying to wake people up and trying to bring them to the truth, right? Supposing to that, talking about them. Why would I change myself from a man of God to a homosexual that wears tights and a G-string? Now help me understand that. I don't get it. Do you? I don't get it. Like, you trying to be comic book accurate, why don't you try to be the Most High accurate and take off that purple ass gay shit? Like that's been the pattern of them, and that's why they always are. You're wearing purple, you're wearing G-strings, you're doing everything against the character you should be trying to portray, which is the character of the Most High in Christ. And that's why these brothers fail so much. And I can make one more point before I get up over. And you white people, my fellow white folk, I got to tell you, you dumb as the doorknob. Because haven't you learned yet? The way for people to gain control of white people is very easy. If you want to gain control, if you was a white man and you wanted to gain control of white people, all you have to do is tell white people and convince them that their lives are in danger or pain or trouble because of black people who have no power, no wealth, no anything, no ability to do anything but stand on a goddamn corner. You understand? And if they dumb enough, they'll dumb enough to ride by, see them brothers on the corner, no job, no future, no nothing, and look at them brothers on that corner and say, that's the problem right there. If they dumb enough to do that, you can rob them blind. And let me tell you what's going to happen to you while you doing it. while you sitting there hating on black people and Latinos and want to do harm to them, they are preparing to take over your whole economy. They want to bring you into a digital economy and enslave you dumbasses. Your forefathers knew what kind of evil men that you people are. They knew that you came from the prisons of England and the prisons of Australia and the criminal lives of shipping companies and being sailors and doing harm around the world. And they knew that once you got strong and independent, that they had to write a constitution that would stop you from themselves. Your constitution, the reason your constitution is so revered is because your constitution was the most restrictive constitution of power in the world. Everybody, right or wrong, everybody else write a constitution where they empower themselves. Right. But your forefathers knew that you was a rotten bastard. And he knew that he had to write a constitution that made sure that you did not take power. He even wrote in your constitution that if the government get out of control, you have the right to get rid of them. Like, that's how much he knew that you are a greedy, thieving bastard, and that you had to have rules so strict that you could never be empowered by above the people. That's why he said it's the government by the people, for the people. All of that was to try his best to stop your greedy bastard forefathers from taking and robbing and stealing everything and turning America into England. And you dumbasses failed. And the reason why you dumbasses failed is because all they had to do was dangle the trinket of niggers in front of you. Nigger over here, nigger, look, niggers are rising. The nigger has a car wash. Kill the nigger. The nigger has this. The nigger had a Cadillac. Nigger with a Cadillac is like, you're like a sinner. You buy a Cadillac or Mercedes or something like that, you're a sinner. For years, ball players, people been saying, you drive around with them fancy cars, they pulling you over, you understand, dragging you out the car, arresting you. They found 3 brothers this week in Mississippi in the woods, hung by a tree. This week. You can go look it up in the news. They got them hung. They were hung by a tree. And you dancing and shucking and jiving on the TV set. And these brothers is dying multiple. Nobody knows nothing, of course. Nothing investigated. Nobody knows what's going on. Brother, this place here is getting ready to go into hell. And you white people, you dumb, stupid white people, you all think, this is what you think. You think the niggers is going to be destroyed. And you're going to now gain back what you should have had. The house, the car, that dumb bitch that left you with 3 kids because she didn't think you wasn't. You think you getting all of that. You walking around like, woo, we can't, you cleaning your guns. You understand? And America and all that bullshit. Let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to go die in Mexico. You're going to go die in the Caribbean. You're going to go die in Central America. You're going to go die in Europe. You're going to go die, definitely you're going to die in the Middle East. They just shipped 10,000 of you over there just now. The Iranians just bombed a U.S. base in Qatar and bombed the U.S. base over in, and bombed the Israelis over in their land as well.
And Jordan instituted the draft today, is in one of the stories.
The country Jordan, which is right between Iran and Israel, they instituted the draft. They already know they going to war. And guess who's going to war? You, dummy. You the one going to war. You old gun shop, YouTube, camouflage jacket wearing. You're going. You're the one going. Now you've been gassed up. And you know why you was gassed up? Because Donald Trump let you beat up on niggas so you could feel like America must be defended. You know why he wanted you to feel that way? You know why Donald Trump and everybody got you all patriotic stupid? Because he's getting ready to put you in a uniform and send you around the world because America is falling. He's getting ready to send you to die. You understand? Adolf Hitler did the same thing. Last point, getting up off it. Adolf Hitler, you understand, had between burning down the Reichstag and turning around and and Kristallnacht, the night of broken glass, he allowed the German people to feel patriotic to go back and burn down them white Jewish stores and to go down and attack them devils and feel patriotic for not having the power over their own country. And then you know what he did? He put you in the brown shirts. He put you in the Nazis. He put you in the regular army, and he sent you all over the world. Do you know that Nazi soldiers were eating their horses in Russia, trying to fight Russia? The same Nazi boys who was regular Germans, you understand, before that, now they up in Russia trying to fight the Russians, the Bolsheviks, eating their horses' balls. Feel that for a moment. And am I lying?
You are not.
Tens of thousands of them went to prison in The Hague. Others went all other places. Many of them were killed. I don't know if you can find this. Real last point. I know I'm eating up the time. I'm going to get up off. But is there any way you could find me that video where Arnold Schwarzenegger speaks out against the Nazis and Donald Trump? It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He got a good tape. It's a small clip. Y'all see if you could find that tape for me. Because Donald Trump showed how destroyed, Arnold Schwarzenegger brought out how destroyed those Nazis were when they came back. And you white boys in America, you are getting ready to fall for the same hustle. Blacks and Latinos are doing nothing to you. And they're not occupying more. Did you hear about the farmers?
Oh, I did.
The farmers are freaking out. They said in Texas, every Texas worker all packed up at the same time and left the state of Texas. They went crazy. They all left the state at the same time. And now all the farmers is getting ready to lose their crops, go out of business. They trying hard. That's why they brought Elon Musk back. They're going to try to bring the drones in to do all the farming with the drones. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. Black people have done nothing to you but suffered under. And good, I know I'm running. But I got to ask you to go right back for just a hot second on them killing the brother, the veteran. Brother, that's a perfect example of you Edomites. This man was in a wheelchair, and he came up to this brother and just ripped the patches off of him. Just wanted to enjoy what it felt like to abuse a black person. And let me tell you something. This is how they start. They start with people that are disabled, children. I watched today in Upper Darby, some Edomite cop arresting 10-year-old kids. They had to be about this, not even 10-year-old, about this high. He had a whole bunch of them up against the car. And all the black people, Latino people were standing around. They was mad as hell. The women was trying to intercede. He started to call back up. And that was something you didn't see in Upper Darby. Right. Now you starting to see it. Now they want, because that's how it starts. They start with the children. They start with the disabled. They start with all that. And then they get together in like-minded groups. And before you know it, there'll be war in these streets, man, because of the evil. Because you white people, you cannot stop being a bloodthirsty bastard. This cat did nothing to this white boy. Nothing. And you went and ripped those patches off of him, never even really being able to confirm whether or not he was a soldier or not. And if you thought he had stolen valor, you were supposed to report it in and have him arrested. There is a law called stolen valor, right? But the stolen valor law has to do with mostly medals and ranks. Like if a military soldier is wearing a uniform, Haas, you know this, yes, military veteran is wearing a uniform out of his rank. He's really a PFC, but he's wearing a major's uniform. Okay. That is considered legitimately stolen valor because he is an ex-soldier, but he's an ex-soldier disguised as a different kind of soldier. Or if he's wearing like a purple cross or something like that, and he did not earn that cross, it's his grandfather's or something, and he got it pinned on his garment, then that could be stolen valor. That's like legitimate. But stolen valor doesn't give you the right to murder anybody. Dumbass. Stolen valor doesn't give you the right to abuse somebody. And stolen valor definitely doesn't give you the right to put your hands on somebody like you're going to rip the patches off him. You're going to correct the stolen valor. And like y'all brought out earlier, which was so daggone heavy, The real reason that this cat really did this to this brother is because you just wanted to hurt somebody. And you thought this black veteran who was disabled was a perfect and easy target. You're a real lowlife. And what happened is the brother pulled the gun on him. After he went to rip the patches off, the brother pulled the gun out. And the brother was, once again, we are so much more righteous than you devils. The brother pulled the gun out and held it to the side, like to say, you know,
back off.
Right, the back off. Like you ripped the patches off. The brother saying, back off, back off. But the devil ripped open one of them bags.
Yeah.
He had one of them fast bags where you could rip them open and the gun is there. Yeah. He had one of those, ripped the bag open and shot that brother who wasn't even pointing the gun at him. He's back in the wheelchair trying to protect himself. You white boys are cowards. You cowards and weak men. And listen, you'll try, if the Lord allow you to, you'll try to kill thousands of us. And you'll kill thousands of us and you'll go right back home and be still angry. You'll still be a loser. You'll still have erectile dysfunction, taking all that you trying to have the same body as an NFL player. You understand? You watching us run up, you watching us, we all in the hood making video, muscles all busting out. You understand? We in there chilling. You in some Midwest dead ass town. You understand? Now you want to be one of us. You gonna pop all day on TikTok. You know, they got a million kinds of crack. And that's the amazing part. Their crack be having a label on it. Oh no, you don't know. Like their crack be legal. It's the same dope. And you popping all them drugs, you still gonna have erectile dysfunction. You'll never have rhythm. Your woman just doesn't like you because you're not likable. That's why. You wonder why you can't keep your woman. She don't like you because you're not likable. Because you're the type of guy that'll kill her and the 3 children and put them in a water tower. That's you. And she know that you that type. You understand? And so you'll still be the same miserable bastard hating us for every little thing. And you won't even realize you just got played. You just got played. You're going to lose all your land, all that freedom you think you're getting. You're about to lose all of it. They're going to take all your land. What's his name? That old pipsqueak with the computers.
Elon Musk?
No, him, Microsoft dude. Bill Gates. Them cats taking all you Texas boys' land. All y'all land over there in Arkansas and all, they gobbling every bit of it up so they can grow all their GMO and do all their little experiments. And they just run you the hell up out of there. You'll never be the people of God. You'll never be the one in the earth. Face it, man. Face it. And go correct your goddamn government.
In general, you know, because of the tariffs on coffee, right? They now saying, you know, them farms in California is damn near the only producers of coffee beans. And them Edomites said, listen, even if they produce all that they can, they ain't really gonna make a dent in the coffee world. And they showed them Edomites walking through the field, showing them picking them damn beans they got out there. Ain't look nothing like I.S.U.P.K. They don't work like us. They don't. That's why they'll never catch up if they was the only coffee producers, because they got them in prisons and flying them on secret planes and putting them in alligator Alcatraz. All the ones that do all that work to make this country rich. They don't appreciate a goddamn thing. I yield.
And what they gonna do when the coffee runs short? That's what I want to know. What you gonna do when the white girls can't get their latte? You understand, at Starbucks in the morning? That's what I want to know. What you gonna do with them old electrical workers and plumbers and all that? Joe the plumber. What you gonna do when Joe the plumber can't get his mug of coffee in the morning? You gonna have a problem.
Yeah, and all them Edomites in them offices, they need that coffee, or it's gonna be plenty, unalive in the office.
Exactly. You're gonna upturn. You understand, a system that took hundreds of years to build, that started out in slavery, and ran 400 years to get to the system you at now. And like a dumbass, you're gonna let crooks and charlatans and gangsters come in and now steal all of your economy away. And you're going to have to start all over. And you think, because you're dumb and stupid, you think if you just hate niggas enough If you just take enough away from them, if you push them enough into the ghetto, then you're going to get it all back. You stupid as hell. You're going to push niggas into the river damn near, and you're going to turn around and find out that your leaders stole everything from them. You mad with black people. Imagine that. All the things that have robbed, all the things you've been robbed from, all the regulations they set up to steal and rob you and take everything you have. You mad at black people. You mad at Latinos. You mad at, listen, you mad at Latinos, and the minute you start to get rid of Latinos, your whole food supply goes south. Like, what are you angry about, dumbass? like, you don't need to get rid of the brothers that's working out there. You need to get rid of all the executives. That's it. Get rid of all them bastards running your medical. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of them. Get rid of all them old crooks that putting chemicals in the food up there in General Mills and all them top corporations. Get rid of them. You know what I mean? You worried about the brother on the ground. Get rid of him. Get rid of all of them. Get rid of Wall Street. God damn. You get rid of Wall Street alone, you might have, you know, not only will you have billions, but you also will shut down some of that economy over there in Israel because they the ones running the damn thing. Do that. White people, don't be so dumb. Salak, I yield. Who are y'all two for letting me run?
I
think that's it anyway.
Oh, damn, Salak. Yeah, you got it. Play it. Play it, please. Sorry about that, y'all.
No sweat, you know?
And keep this in mind, y'all. If you don't have compassion on blacks, Latino, and Native Indians, nobody else will. You put people over us that have no compassion for us, and we will have no compassion. We will turn into a people of no compassion. Right. And brother, when that happens, watch us self-destruct. Go ahead, Oxlaw. Check.
Which he described as an attempted coup by President Donald in a video. The Hollywood star broken glass when Nazis carried out pogroms in Germany.
I saw a few of them. I have to show you the picture. I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, find one that got him saying it. Because he was up there. He was in the not really in the Nazis, but his people was. And he was real close. He did, and he saw them and saw what they did and saw how they destroyed everything around him. And then he saw how America was so different. How he went from a dumbass bodybuilder. You understand? Not that bodybuilders are dumb. He just happened to be a dumb one. He's been in the movies 20 years. He still can't talk. But you know, it's okay. It's that one that he just played. You just got to get it without the background. Like go to this one on see. You think you got it? Okay, let's try. That's it. Let's play it. The watermelon. Check this out, y'all. Would you say it didn't play?
Well, that's share the screen.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Check this out, fam. Now he knows about Nazi. He knows it well. Check out what he had to say about it. You dumbass.
To our friends around the world about the events of recent days. Now, I grew up in Austria. I'm very aware of Kristallnacht, or the Night of Broken Glass. It was a night of rampage against the Jews carried out in 1938 by the Nazi equivalent of the Proud Boys. Wednesday was the day of broken glass right here in the United States. The broken glass was in the windows of the United States Capitol. But the mob did not just shatter the windows of the Capitol. They shattered the ideals we took for granted. They did not just break down the doors of the building that housed American democracy. They trampled the very principles on which our country was founded. Now, I grew up in the ruins of a country that suffered the loss of its democracy. I was born in 1947, 2 years after the Second World War. Growing up, I was surrounded by broken men drinking away their guilt over their participation in the most evil regime in history. Not all of them were rabid anti-Semites or Nazis. Many just went along, step by step, down the road. They were the people next door. Now, I've never shared this so publicly because it is a painful memory. But my father would come home drunk once or twice a week, and he would scream and hit us and scare my mother. I did not hold him totally responsible because our neighbor was doing the same thing to his family, and so was the next neighbor over. I heard it with my own ears and saw it with my own eyes. They were in physical pain from the shrapnel in their bodies and in emotional pain from what they saw or did. It all started with lies and lies and lies and intolerance. So being from Europe, I've seen firsthand how things can spin out of control. I know there is a fear in this country and all over the world that something like this could happen right here. Now, I do not believe it is, but I do believe that we must be aware of the dire consequences of selfishness and cynicism. President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election. He sought a coup by misleading people with lies. My father and our neighbors were misled also with lies, and I know where such lies lead. President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet.
Not no more.
But what are we to make of those elected officials who have enabled his lies and his treachery? I will remind them of what Teddy Roosevelt said. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president. And John F. Kennedy wrote a book called Profiles in Courage. A number of members of my own party, because of their own spinelessness, will never see their names in such a book, I guarantee you. They're complicit with those who carried the flag of self-righteous insurrection into the Capitol. But it did not work. Our democracy held firm. Within hours, the Senate and the House of Representatives were doing the people's business and certifying the election of President-elect Biden. What a great display of democracy. Now, I grew up Catholic. I went to church, to Catholic school. I learned the Bible and my catechism and all this. And from those days, I remember a phrase that is relevant today: a servant's heart. It means serving something larger than yourself. See, what we need right now from our elected representatives is a public servant's heart. We need public servants that serve something larger than their own power or their own party. We need public servants who will serve higher ideals, the ideals in which this country was founded, the ideals that other countries look up to. Now, over the past few days, friends from all over the world have been calling me distraught and worried about us as a nation.
He didn't understand white people.
About America.
He just didn't understand it. Go ahead, man.
No, that was
Go ahead. No, go ahead, John. I'll pass it to you in a second. He didn't understand that white people would not be able to have that much morals. He had hoped that they would have that much moral, but they only have that much morals after they burned down Germany. Right. When they bombed Germany into the Stone Age, that's when his father went home and cried and had, remorse and all that. Before that, he didn't. And they had, and like he said, his father and the rest of them all saw the atrocities that they had committed. And that's what white people want to do to us. They want to have those atrocities, and they so dumb. The Nazi, it never happened with Hitler, and it's not going to happen again with America. They're going to drag them into the Third World War, and you white people are going to be living in caves trying to hide from the radiation of the bombs ahead and from Christ and the angels that are going to drag you out of the holes of the rocks to send you into captivity for the evil that you've done on this earth. They don't understand their people have no benevolence. I yield. Salat. Please. You sure? You sure? See y'all next time live on the UPK.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody. Commanding General YAHANNA here, I.S.U.P.K, the original I.S.U.P.K, 1969, body of Christ. Here's what I want to tell you, man. Now, I want you to think about something for a minute. You've been studying the scriptures. You've been watching us on tape. You've been watching all kinds of camps on tape. And as you've been watching and studying, you realize that it's coming to the point where you got to put this into action. That you need to step out there on the street and handle that work. Now, here's what happens to a ton of brothers. A ton of brothers go out there without coming through the school and learning what they need to learn. And what happens is they run out there and then they run into problems that they don't know about. And they try to get them problems answered online and calling brothers and all that, and it creates a bunch of confusion. And in many cases, it eventually chokes the truth. It look like it ain't gonna choke it now because you feeling strong, your energy's up. Listen to me, man. Listen to me. You understand? I've been doing this 40 plus years. Okay? Ask anybody my name. It's gonna all be bad, which it's supposed to be. All right? Christ said when they speak all manner of evil against you, that's when you know you're doing this work. Do yourself a favor. Come to the I.S.U.P.K first. Learn from the original school first. Even if you think it's too militant or too this, too that, don't let anything block you from getting the pure knowledge first, straight from I.S.U.P.K. I'm saying this out of love because I'm seeing too many brothers fall. They're getting up under cats, they're getting what they click. Bring your clique here and let your clique handle I.S.U.P.K. Because here's the deal. If your clique ain't strong enough to handle I.S.U.P.K, why would you go out on the street and get swallowed up out there? And if you feel like I.S.U.P.K ain't got it all down, then you should be man enough, you and your crew, to come to us and lay down and break bread and talk about these scriptures. Ain't no harm gonna come to you. Ain't no harm come to a man that disagree with the truth. You ain't trying to harm us, we damn sure ain't trying to harm our own. So come to the I.S.U.P.K, sit down in our classes, learn from us, and then you can make your serious decision on what it is that you're supposed to be. And I guarantee you, you're gonna realize that it was much more than what you saw on that video, man. Much love to all you warriors learning, growing, and getting ready to bust out into this work. I'll see you soon. Shalom, family.